we're gonna make some paella today. I have Dr. Brandon over here, MD. I was thinking about making something different for July 4th. Paella, something fresh.
Different? Yeah,
with some chicken, seafood, sausage. I think. Let me show you how to make it, and we'll just kind of talk through.
Yeah, no, this is a great dish to talk about because we've got shellfish, and mainly the shellfish as the ingredient. And a lot of people actually have misunderstanding about shellfish.
Right. So what about shellfish? Tell us about shellfish.
Shellfish, really, there's a lot of nutrients with it. Obviously, a lot of lean protein, has a lot of magnesium, iron, zinc. So for those who are looking for foods that have high mineral content, this is actually a great dish to have. It's also very tasty. In terms of the protein-wise too, right? For example, shrimp, we have over there, right? It's one of the best proteins around.
Yes.
So
we have some jumbo shrimp here, peeling the vein. Right now, I'm heating up some chorizo. Okay, these are pork Spanish marinated sausage. These are Neiman Ranch chorizo sausages. They're delicious. You can see it'll give you some redness into your oil. This will get some flavor into building your paella. Okay, we're gonna get a little color in these chorizo, and then we're gonna put it aside. We'll cook some of the shrimp. Put it aside. Cook some of the chicken. Put it aside. Okay. And then we're gonna build that paella.
All right.
Chorizo, spicy food. What about spicy food?
Spicy food is actually not for everyone. Okay. If let's say you have some stomach acid issue after reflux, spicy food you want to be careful about. Do you understand that actually some people who have migraines shouldn't be eating spicy food?
Really? No, I didn't know that. Migraine and spicy food.
Yeah. For acid reflux, a lot of people can understand that, right? Spicy. Right. But I practice Chinese medicine. And in my private practice, I see a lot of people with migraine issues. And a lot of them actually don't know that actually spicy food can aggravate their migraines.
Wow. You know what? I didn't even know that. That's good. That's really good to know.
Alright, so what you doing next?
Okay, so I got a little color on these chorizo, so I'm gonna pick it up.
And you want it to kind of reddish color, orange color?
Yes, and then you want this oil to be in there. You kind of want to build all this in one pan.
It smells pretty good already.
Yes, and thank you. Yeah, chorizo for sure. It's delicious. I'm gonna turn the fire down a little bit.
Alright. Anytime you need help.
I know. Just move stuff around. Tell me.
What kind of oil did you use?
I used a little extra virgin olive oil, everyday use. If you want to come back in there, and then I'm gonna put some shrimp in here while the oil is hot still.
Yeah, we were talking about spicy foods earlier. It's nothing 100%. Some people actually eat spicy foods and have absolutely no problem. But the people that I tend to see in my practice tend to have situations where, conventional medicine or eco thinking behind their treatment doesn't work. So we have to think outside the box and see if there's anything else I can actually be able to help. So spicy foods, in Chinese medicine actually, there's a thought that spicy food put a burden on the liver. And we're not talking about the liver, but it's actually the liver organ, metaphorically, incorporates a lot of different things. Okay. And a lot of people who have migraines actually have a quote-unquote liver dysfunction.
Oh, okay.
And anything that burdens the liver, may actually activate that into migraine.
So what are some of the stuff that burdens the liver?
Well, we talk about possible spicy food. This is actually not super spicy. Right. Some people find that, for example, coffee may actually help or actually hurt their migraine. Right. Coffee definitely, in Chinese medicine, affects the liver organ. Oh, okay. So that's something
I didn't know at all, actually.
Yeah. A lot of people actually don't.
Right.
So, for example, alcohol, for sure, that's in conventional medicine. A lot of people know alcohol can affect the liver. So a lot of times, headaches, especially migraines, you gotta be careful. The diet actually can have a lot of association with it, or make it better or make it worse.
Right. Also, in every everyday cooking that can affect your migraine.
And you are what you eat, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of times if you every day you're eating something, and it kind of basically accumulates in your body, you might help it or it might make it worse. So chopsticks, let's see,
Or tongs, or
yeah, tongs. Oh, perfect.
alright.
There you go.
I'm all asking for it.
So how are you cooking the shrimp?
So I'm
pretty good.
I just put a little bit of salt on each side of the shrimp. I know you're like this.
My mouth is watering, man.
Restaurant cooking. I'm just kidding. And I'm just cooking them so that I can get a little bit of flavor onto in my oil to build the paella. You want to cook it about 70% so that you'll finish the paella with the shrimp and the chicken, the sausage, and the mussel, putting them all back on there. Okay.
Wow, that's good. You know, we hear a lot about shellfish allergies, right?
Yes.
Shellfish is actually one of the most allergenic type of foods out there. Do you know why?
No, I didn't know. I don't know.
Well, here's the thing that a lot of people actually don't understand is that they eat shrimp or they eat something, they say, well, no, I never had problems with it before. But I swear, after they eat shrimp or the crab, they broke out in hives.
Yes.
And you say, I don't know why. Did I develop a new allergy to the shellfish? Well, a lot of people don't understand shellfish, the way they grow, the way they feed themselves is to filter the water, right?
Yeah.
And basically in the environment.
Right.
So in fact, shrimp, a lot of times they're grown in big vats.
Yeah.
Big vats, right? For the production wise.
Right.
And they put tons of like antibiotics or stuff to feed it. And guess what? The shrimp basically filters through that stuff. That's incorporated into the meat. So any kind of chemicals or contamination in the water or antibiotics that's incorporated into the meat of the shrimp, for example. So what happens when you eat it, you're not eating just the shrimp meat, but actually whatever the meat is composed of too.
Right.
Contaminated with too.
Right.
So that could be heavy metals. Yeah, we're talking about minerals.
Yes. Because you're not growing shrimp in the open ocean. You're growing it close to the shore.
Right. A lot of times, if you're talking about prawn, I'm thinking if you get a source, the source is from somewhere where it's not contaminated.
Right.
How do you tell?
Right.
You need to be getting it from a reputable source and still to be farmed.
Yes.
But in terms of the shellfish, the allergen, a big part of it is actually because it's contaminated. Not because you are allergic to the clams or the oyster or the actual shellfish itself, but the contamination. So that's why it's so allergenic. Well, that's one of the main reasons why it's so allergenic.
Right.
So you could be eating one batch of shrimp one time at a sushi restaurant, or and then next time you get a different batch, and that batch ends up to be a little bit more contaminated with things that wasn't in the first batch, and you react.
Right.
And then now you try to make the association with you reacting to the shellfish, really, or nobody knows.
So how do you prevent yourself from
And that's a tough one. And this is where I think, in the couple of minutes in that classes, you have to take into consideration the constitution of the person that's involved. This is somebody who's got their body is a system where they can actually withstand a lot of these, allergens and not be able to react. And it's just like some people who have allergies in one part of the earth, they immigrate to another country, and guess what happens?
That's what you were mentioning about. Tell me about that. Yeah,
I've talked about this before. How's the chicken looking like?
Oh, the chicken's coming together. Getting a little color on them. We're gonna get them about 70%, just like all the other stuff, and then we'll finish cooking it at the end.
You want to, just like tender, right?
Right, exactly. You don't want to overcook it. A lot of recipes ask for chicken breast. I'm a thigh guy all day long, so I do. I would definitely give it a little bit more flavor, a little bit more, better texture, juiciness.
So going back to that subject about allergies, just think of it as your immune system basically overreacting. Right? That's what basically allergic reaction or allergies are. It's kind of exaggerated response by your immune system. So that's actually controlled a lot by genetics. So think of it as the light switch that we have on the wall right here. If your genes is on the light switches, but if there's nobody to turn on, the lights will never turn on.
Right.
So it's almost like a lock and key type of thing. If you have a situation where in one part of the earth where you were living for a period of time, your body, you're growing there as a kid, as a teenager, and your body starts adapting to it.
Right.
Your genes are being either turned off or turned on by the environment you're in. So you kind of settle in that zone. Well, what happens when you pick up your bags and immigrate to a totally different area of the earth?
Right.
Well, now the environment is different enough that, guess what? Some of the genes that were turned on previously, they do the opposite, gets turned off. And so the way it manifests itself will be very different, and it becomes like, nobody knows until you get there and you live there for a little bit of time, and you start finding out, I'm starting to be allergic to things that I was never allergic before.
Right.
And your body's, your aging, how stressed out you are, whether or not you are having any chronic illnesses, or all factors in, how's your nutrition at that time.
Right.
Will all dictate whether or not you might be susceptible or not. So yeah, this equation's not that simple.
Right. Yeah. That's for sure.
Yeah, and I see a lot of patients who have, people having some hives, and they swear they ate something, and the next thing they just break out in this rash all over. And what do we treat? We try to give them steroids or antihistamines and conventional medicine.
Right.
But what if you keep reacting over and over again? You're going to keep using antihistamines and help you with that?
Right.
Antihistamines or using steroids all the time. Does not get better way.
Right.
So part of it is understanding what you're sensitive to. Sometimes it can be discovered by testing, sometimes not. All right.
So we're building these are little diced peppers. So we're building the paella right now. I'm deglazing the pan with all the goodies. Got some onions.
Oh yeah.
I got some garlic.
Caramelized onions.
Yeah. Cook it a little bit.
How much do you have to do that for?
You want to go for about 5 minutes or until the onion gets a little bit clear. We're gonna cook the rice in there as well.
Cook the rice.
Yeah.
You just pour it.
Yeah. This is arboreal rice made just for paella. When you cook this, it takes probably twice the amount of water it usually takes for rice. So for this recipe, 2 cups of the arboreal rice with 1 quart of the chicken stock.
Wow.
Okay, so that's literally double the amount of liquid. The middle of the rice will still get a little bit hard. It'll still taste a little bit hard, but...
So you get a little bit of texture.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
We want to brown this a little bit. We'll add some paprika.
Speaking of spices too.
Yeah, how about that paprika?
Spices in Chinese medicine actually is considered a hot type of substance.
How about saffron?
Yeah.
How hot is saffron?
It's on the hotter side. I wouldn't say like nuclear bomb, but
nuclear spice.
So yeah, have you ever talked about the energetics of foods?
No.
Basically, energetics of foods is a way to categorize foods into either hot, warm, neutral, cool, or cold.
Okay.
So basically, every food substance that we consume will have some type of energetic component to it. So how do we come up with that? Basically, people trying different foods, seeing how they respond, and heat symptoms are like inflammation, a rash, a red rash, irritability, inability to sleep.
All that is from...
Yeah, well, they categorize it as heat symptoms, right? Because Chinese medicine was developed at a time where science wasn't developed yet. So a lot of it is observational, categorizing what you see, and seeing the patterns come up. So let's say someone who, if they eat spicy foods every time, they break out, or they get a sore throat.
Right.
sleeping.
Right.
Well, then
Avoiding it?
well, I mean, avoiding is one way.
Okay.
Or you can just balance the food out.
Oh, okay.
Right. So, I think next time when we cook a different dish, I think we can talk about how we can balance the food so that anything that is, hot or warm can be balanced out with something that's a little bit cooler and
Right. Yes,
so
yes.
that you don't swing from one person's energetics to another.
Right.
So let's say someone's born, this is genetics, boils out where I can try to mix the conventional medicine along with alternative medicine. Because the genetics is your constitution. So if your genetics are built so that you have a little bit more hot type of system versus a little bit cooler, well, genetically that means if you consume something that's more hot in nature, you're gonna overeat.
Right, exactly. Double up the hotness.
Right, or the other way around, someone who's got a little bit more cooler type of constitution, if they consume something that's really cold in nature, they're gonna start having more cold or cool symptoms, which is like, for example, lethargy, fatigue, feeling really sluggish. You are what you eat.
Yes.
And it's not like once we eat it, nothing will happen to us.
Yes,
You can either help us along with our health, neutral, that does nothing, or actually make it worse.
Yes, yes.
So, wow, you add quite a bit of broth there.
Yeah. So 1 quart, 4 cups. So it's 2 cups of rice.
2 cups of rice.
Yeah. So it's doubling up the quantity, and we'll let this cook. We'll let this boil. Let this reduce a little bit. We'll let this go about 10 minutes.
About 10 minutes for this to cook?
Yeah, and then we'll put everything back in here.
Wow.
And let it cook for now about 10, 15 minutes, and we'll be grub time. Yeah, so total, the rice cook time, you want it to be about 20 minutes.
Okay, that question for you. Let's say somebody who has like blood pressure problems,
Okay.
and they're not just supposed to be on a lower salt diet, but
Yes,
want to eat good foods
Well,
too.
yeah, yes,
So
yes.
is there a way to modify this recipe so that it's lower in salt?
No, salt is one of those things that you have to, if you can't have it, you just have to take it out, I always say, when people say when the food is delicious and tasty, that means there's all kinds of salt in there, right? So if it's delicious, it's salty, right? If you want it to be healthy, not salty, you just have to understand that the taste is not going to be fabulous.
Let's see, I'll reach over here. So, let's see, what does it say here?
So
Potassium, 2% iron, calcium. I was trying to see the amount of sodium.
Oh.
So this has 115 milligrams, which is 5% of the daily value.
Yes, yes. But
If you
4
are-
servings then.
But yeah, just 4 servings in this container.
Right.
Ah,
But
okay.
this feeds like 8 people.
Okay.
Right? You gotta have to
Okay.
think of it like that. But you do need salt.
What if you would this recipe work with water?
Yes, actually.
using this,
yes,
you need
yes.
water.
You can use water. A lot of recipe calls for clam juice or fish broth. So
Okay.
this is more of the vanilla.
And we're using something that has no preservatives.
Yeah.
That kind of thing, right?
Imagine.
And this is actually low sodium.
Yes. Already. Right.
Already. Yeah.
Because I know I'll be adding more sodium. I like to add my sodium versus them adding it.
Oh, it's good that you don't have blood pressure
For sure.
problems.
Yes, yes. Yes, I just went to the doctor and they said I have great blood pressure at the high end of the. Okay.
How's that coming along?
That's good, man.
So you want to like reduce that to the point where
Yeah, you want to cook it till it takes a while. This is the part of the dish where you don't want it to be too watery when you put the items in there. When you put it in there, it might not cook all the way. The rice might not cook all the way. And a lot of times when you make paella, you end up making too much rice. I would think, oh, that's not enough rice, right? And then you keep adding, and then you end up being short on the stock, and then there's juices that's coming back out from all the food in there.
That's true. I see juice coming from chicken already.
Yeah. So the end of the process is pretty much just for you to finish up the mussels, right? really finishing up the rest of the food. But it puts together pretty nice, and it's a good party food.
Yeah, in my practice, I obviously counsel patients about the blood pressure, and if they have something that is above 139/89.
Yeah, what is normal blood pressure?
Well,
let's talk about
if you're generally healthy and you don't have any other big comorbidities, chronic health issues, then our cutoff is 139/89. If you're above that, then yeah, we would call that as high blood pressure. It used to be basically 120/70. You read out all the time, 120/70. Yeah, you can drive that blood pressure down, but did it really help reducing mortality and morbidity for people? It didn't make that much of a difference. So when we at times we end up over medicating people to drive that number down, it really didn't even help that much.
Right.
But if you're diabetic, if you've got cardiovascular risk factors, then I think if you want to aim towards 120/70, that would be a more appropriate call. Because every time you try to do something to help them, you got to think about what the risks are for doing that. Even taking blood pressure medicine has a risk with it.
What are some?
Well, if you take what they call like a beta blocker, a lot of people feel kind of tired in the beginning because it slows down your heart rate. They may feel a little bit more sluggish. I had a patient that basically had cold hands and feet all the time after starting a beta blocker.
Oh no.
So, their blood pressure is better, but they didn't feel that great. Or they might have something called an ACE inhibitor, like the lisinopril, which is very popular. And out of nowhere they may get a cough that's unexplained. So, yeah, we try to get the blood pressure down to reduce the stroke and heart attack risk, but you're doing something that might have an effect, an unintended effect. And most people, as physicians, we always want to factor that in. Let's see here. Now we have.
So the chicken back in there.
Okay. So it doesn't have to reduce all the way.
No. Yeah.
And then you start placing the rest of the ingredients in there. So this recipe feeds 8 people?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Sometimes you think, but no, maybe 4. Maybe 4.
Let's see, we got some lemons, there we go.
Pile these mussels in here with the face open up. I usually.
And why do you do that?
So when they cook, that they're like, you let them open when they cook. If they don't open, don't eat them. No, that's
just not fresh, right?
Yeah, that just means that they're not here to say, "Get me out of the shell, it's too hot." Mussel is delicious, man. They're these small little ones. I know it might not be good for a lot of people, but I love these things. Mussels, oysters, shrimp, lobster. Woo. You name it. I love it.
Yeah. Low calories too. Again, we're talking about the benefits of shellfish. Yeah, there are benefits. Good protein, vitamin B12, minerals. And actually they're low cal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're low calories too.
Alright, let's see if I can get everything to fit in here. See, this is where
if the shrimp's cooked, I'm gonna eat a few pieces before. Yeah. Does it have to be completely covered up?
You want it to steam.
Yeah.
But it's okay. That just means that we got a lot of stuff in there. These pots are pretty good.
So far you've been cooking it like in medium heat?
Yeah, like medium high. Yeah, high heat, to be honest, you don't ever need high heat. You ruin your pans.
Oh, okay.
It's too hot.
But even like for searing steaks.
Yeah. Well, when you have cast iron and stuff, it's cool. Like even these all flat with the electric stove, and any stove, when you get too hot in there, it just warps the bottom. You know, and
Okay. So like you just never turn to high. You always go like high state.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just try. Yeah.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then I mean, unless you really gotta do something really hot,
But yeah, okay, you can do
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's one thing.
yeah, no, it's to save your pan. You know, yeah. So now we're just gonna wait 10 minutes.
Okay.
So we can.
So far, what's our cooking time?
So far, it's been about 30 minutes,
Okay.
right? So another 20 minutes or so. This meal, I would say is like one of the quickest meals to do, right?
Okay.
'Cause
Okay.
everything's in one pan. We can stand over this, or you can just leave it and you can finish it in the oven.
Set a timer for like
right, exactly.
10 minutes
You
from
know.
now. Okay.
But yeah, we can come back. We'll
Okay.
come back when this is all done. It's been
How long has it been?
It's been 15 minutes, and it looks like we're still liquidy, but I think it's ready to eat. I'm ready to eat it. I don't know about you. Yeah, you're ready to eat. Yeah, so we're talking about this while this was cooking. We're talking about we're using a boreal rice for the paella, which is short grain rice instead of like regular long grain rice, right? And you're saying that you have a question about the rice, or?
Yeah, I'm just curious. What if we didn't use paella rice? If we use long grain, it wouldn't work, right?
Yeah, you know what? It actually will work. I've done this recipe with all kinds of different rice, and it works really well. When I do a demo, I generally use actual boreal rice because that's what the recipe calls for.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
I personally like to use jasmine rice for this recipe, just like how I make Spanish rice as well. I use jasmine rice to make Spanish rice. Just the right texture, just the right fluffiness, and a lot, I don't know, you can correct me, right? A lot less sugar in regular jasmine rice, because I do have someone in the office I cook for, and she has type 1 diabetes. And she has her little measuring blood thing.
Glycemic.
Right, and as soon as I made Japanese rice once, curry, and she had it, and her things were just jumping off. She's like, "What is going on?" Right, but, yeah.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Alright, so let's see. We'll turn this off.
Yes, I know I sprinkle a little bit of lemon on there.
Yeah, we did lemon juice,
Now we're doing
a little parsley. Okay.
Oh my god, look at the color on that thing.
Yeah. Okay, and then we'll put some more lemons in here.
Yeah, for someone who's looking for, a low calorie, kind of well balanced type of meal, this would work.
Yeah, especially for a holiday like 4th of July, that's, always hot dogs, hamburgers, right, ribs, meat and potatoes, if you're looking for something lighter, right? Like you said, with seafood, good protein, right? I think this is a great option. Easy to be made. Look at that. Picture perfect. It's rice cooked.
That's really good.
Is it good? It's good flavor, not too salty.
Rice is cooked
Perfectly.
Yeah,
All right.
right.
Chorizo is delicious. Lemon ranch chorizo is delicious.
Wow.
Okay, I think that's a wrap.
So
He
good.
likes it.
So good.
He said it's good, and he's got an MD. MD likes it. You should like it.
Oh god.
Paella, make it for your friends and family for 4th of July. Have a great holiday. I'll see you next time.